Hello there. Still dealing with the cold. This is day 4 of the 10-day challenge. I can't even think straight. Head cold is lovely. 10-day challenge, video challenge. So one video a day for 10 days. And I suppose I'll just start saying his name because I guess that's part of the deal too. It's Economic Ninja. So it's Travis over at Economic Ninja. I highly suggest you go and check that channel out. I've been watching him for, I don't know, a year and a half or so, and taking most of his advice and getting some courses and stuff. And man, I really look back on it and how much my life has improved financially and less stress after working with some of his stuff over there. So highly recommend it. Getting to the video today, some of the life regrets that I've gone through. One of them I wanted to touch base with because it's been hitting home this past week or so, and that is just double checking. One of my kiddos is outside, which is good. Having to do with them, and that is allowing my children to have a smartphone, and they their mom and dad, are separated, no longer together. So we initially thought it was a good idea that the kids have a phone in order to be able to contact the other parent, or if something, went awry or they needed to get a hold of us, being back and forth and stuff, that was a good idea. And I think it's a good idea. However, I wish actually I had gone with just a flip phone type device, and I think that we may gravitate over to that. The smartphone aspect of things is just too tempting, and for myself as well. So as I ironically sit here and video this on a smartphone, but yeah, it's been too much. So it's a more recent life regret, but we can change it. So that's the redemption side: is less time on the phones, less going after it, as a constant checking information, looking stuff up, which I'm guilty of. I mean, I love having the ability to have that instant access to any question I have. So that's got to change a bit for our health and our well-being, mental and physical health. So the phone aspect, ay caramba, double-edged sword in my opinion. And then there was some recent stuff. My kids are homeschooled. My girlfriend's daughter is not. She goes to public school in 8th grade, and there was definitely some stuff going on with the school and the phones, actually between the kids and the phones, and AI and a bunch of other stuff that the parents got made aware of. And we actually sat down with the lieutenant over at the police department, who put together a presentation a year and a half ago regarding smartphones and the pitfalls and a lot of the stuff out there that these kids are getting into. So that was really an eye-opener and a good thing. So in your local community, if you have children, for sure, talk to your local police department and see if there's some sort of a program like that where they have basically an outreach and a heads up on what's going on locally in the community with what kids and parents are being subjected to and what they're going through, and how to combat it, how to deal with it, how to talk to your kids, how to interact. And that's a big one too that we learned was constant interaction. Constantly, if they're going to have a smartphone, limit it, get on them in a loving way, set very firm boundaries, and really talk to them and be a part of their technology experience, and what to look for, some signs and things to look for if things are not kosher in kidland. I could do another video on that at some other point. If any of you want to see that, just throw a comment in there, say you want to see a video on what we learned with regard to that. So now on to the lighter side of the more fun things, I guess. It's the tiny house regrets, and I've got this little dude here. This is a 1-inch piece of rigid foam board insulation, and while my tiny house, I had spray foamed on the inside, so I framed it, sheathed it, And before I did anything else, I had the roof on and that, but before I did anything else, I had a professional come out and spray foam the inside, which was the best thing I could have done. I mean, if you're going to do a smaller tiny house or a shed cabin or something like that, if you can have it professionally spray foamed, it is a game changer. It adds to the structural integrity and rigidity of the structure itself, so you can use thinner materials like I did. Because it's a tiny house on wheels, I use 3/8" plywood instead of like 7/16 OSB for sheathing. Took off a ton of weight. So the spray foam's awesome. Now, my regret is that I did not insulate the floor enough. I have plywood on there, and I think I have a very thin, like a quarter, maybe 3/8 foam, closed cell foam kind of rollout stuff to do as a base layer for the flooring itself. And excuse me. There you go. Ugh. This stuff, I wish I would have put down on the floor, because this past, was it now, this is the third or fourth winter I've had this place. The floor gets darn cold, and so what I've done is I've taken, like, underneath the beds, so there's a bunk bed kind of area on one side for the kids, and then the other side is a elevated bed low, and then a higher bed, my bed, up top, and then the other side back there is a bathroom changing area. The other low bed is for my girlfriend's daughter. So I put a foam, this 1-inch rigid foam underneath there, cut it and fitted it so it's all in one piece, or one fitted layer. And I did the same under the bunk bed side on my kids. And just that alone, just those two sections, those two chunks, like maybe it's a 4x8 sheet, give or take, has made a huge difference in the temperature retention in the house itself, and the floors don't feel as cold. So that's been major. So if you're going to do a tiny house, you're going to be in cold climates, or even if you're not, if you may travel there or sell it in the future, floor of a minimum of this. And I recommend this stuff. This or the blue. The white that looks like actual styrofoam with like a foil backing, I don't recommend. It's too soft. It's got a lot of give to it, and it will actually retain water. It'll actually absorb water over time if it gets flooded, or if you make a spill or have a flood out from your water tank. It will soak in eventually and really get waterlogged and make a mess. So this closed cell foam stuff, this rigid foam, the pink board or blue board at your home center, seems to be the best. So this is day 4. I'll be doing another one for day 5. And yeah, this is Strongbow. I always chuckle at that. That's my nickname. And I am off the grid, as sitting down here by this gorgeous lake that I live on. All right. Ciao, everybody. Oh, by the way, congrats to everybody whose candidate won last night in the election. Hopefully things get back on track, and everybody, cooler heads will prevail, and we'll be able to move forward in a positive way. So, all right, I'm going to go take some cold meds. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.